Welcome to this week's Workshop Wednesday with MeasurementMarketing.io, where we're going to go through the new GA4 advertising reports. Welcome, my name is Julie Brody, the Director of Measurement for MeasurementMarketing.io. Been building actionable dashboards for a really long time and then started teaching measurement marketing to people just like you. And I still manage quite a few of our clients where they have all kind of different setups, and so does a lot of our other teammates, our great instructors, which means if you have questions, it is likely we have seen the scenario or know how to help you. And we all love a great puzzle to solve. So if you have questions, please reach out to us. We'd love to help you. So let's go ahead and dive into our topic for today. And then to do that, we're going to dive into Google Analytics. And so the way Google Analytics has been working is we have our regular home screen, and then we have our reports, and then we have our Explore reports, and this is our teaching account, so there's all kind of fun testing stuff going on back here. But in the past, we had this advertising section which didn't have very much usefulness until we were comparing maybe attribution models, which we'll get to in just a moment. But I want to show you what it might look like for you if you don't have Google Ads connected. This is a teaching account, so we have not done that on this particular one, but this is just showing you that this section is not going to be very useful if you don't have Google Ads connected. So guess what your first step should be? Make sure you're linked up, and we do have other workshops and other courses to guide you through this, but it is pretty stinking simple. As long as you're logged in as the correct user and have the right access, it is pretty simple. Just follow the steps. So the next place we're going to look at is actually Google's demo data. And so we actually have these nice little prompts here to kind of guiding us through, hey, we have this new advertising section. So if we wanted to learn more, I always encourage you to go through these learn more links. It's really helpful. And stuff might change from the time of this recording to the time that you're actually watching this. This might be a little bit different. So it's always good to go through the little help docs and see if there's anything that pertains to you that might be a little bit different. So we're going to go ahead and say, got it, thanks. And then here's also a little bit of an update for what's going on. So real important that key events is now the name. I'm actually going to back it up a little bit because I was looking at this just a moment. So key events is the new name for GA4 conversions. So remember, I'm actually go back to our regular account so we can see both of these open at the same time. So remember, there's events and there's conversions. This thing is being renamed to key events. It seems like it's a slow rollout. You're going to see it there, here and there. And so eventually this is going to be called key events. Well, you're like, why are they doing that? Well, it is really, really important because they basically don't want you to get confused between Google Ads and Google Analytics 4. So um, it seems that maybe the issue was people were setting up conversions in GA4 and not necessarily telling Google Ads, go look at this conversion, and they were just expecting Google Ads to know, even if the accounts were linked. And that isn't quite how it works. And so here's, kind of walks you through, and there's some really, really important things you need to make sure that you set up and do when you're setting these things up. And I believe the super important notes are going to be in our document here. It says learn more about this, and it says go to the advertising section, which we will do. But I want you to see this really important thing. Well, I've already have it open here. And it's this little piece down here. So obviously if you're running Google Ads, I encourage you to read the whole thing. But the most important part is that you need to make sure that you create a conversion in Google Ads that is based on that event. So it is a piece that you need to make sure is set up on the Google Ad side, as well as the Google Analytics side. So that's just something we want to make sure we understand, because that's going to make your reports correlate better, and then obviously you're going to be able to utilize that much better inside of Google Ads. All right, going to go ahead and click on the little got it for now, and we are reviewing the Google Demo Store data. For whatever reason, it doesn't want to show us that, but I'm going to show you an easy way to get there. So we have a short link for you. We got HTTPS, let's spell that right, /measure.tips/GADEMO, GA demo. So measure.tips with an S, GA demo, and you're going to end up seeing this. how about we do HTTPS? This is why teaching live is fun. And here we go. And so this is the place where it's going to guide you through how to go ahead and get connected into the demo, and you'll be able to use that. So that way, if you want to poke around in Google's data for the merchandise store, you have access to that here. So the very first thing we see is there is this advertising snapshot. That's not really anything new, but you can come through and see that you have, conversions over time, and they have this thing where you have your insights, and you can even learn more about your insights. And in our account for the for our actual production data, we're able to see something a little bit different. We're able to kind of set up insights. We click on View All Insights, and we can manage insights. And because I don't have the correct access, I don't see the extra buttons. But you can set up your own insights, where if you're like, I need to know if there's a certain number of percent of daily views or certain things that you want to look out for, that is a thing that you can actually go through and do on yours. Obviously, we don't have all the access we need, but you can do that. And let's go into our teaching account real quick, and I'm going to show you again. We don't have anything fun over here because we don't have it linked. But we do have one more account. That's another brand that we have, and that is with Measure Summit. So I am here in the advertising report because we do have Google Ads linked. We're not running any traffic or anything like that with that right now because it's very seasonal. And so here we go to our View Insights. We can, again, create our own insight. And this is where you can go through and say you want to choose these if you want them, or create a new one, which is really freaking cool. If you wanted to say daily, hourly, weekly, monthly, whatever it is you need, metric, what metric it is you want it to review. So that way you can have that part of that advertising snapshot to kind of give you that useful truth. So we're going to kind of let this be. I'm going to discard that, and we're just going to bounce back and forth between these different ones so you can kind of see the different permissions you might have. But Google has a bunch more data, so we're going to use them quite a bit. So we have conversion performance, and you can see here it has this beta thing. I'm going to go back to ours real quick. We don't see that because, again, this is very seasonal, something we do in the late summertime. And so it's been almost 6 months since we've even had traffic to this page, and so we don't have that currently here. And kind of going back to that whole conversion thing that we were just talking about with key events versus conversions, that's what this is referring to. It's going to show the performance here and stuff. And one little note that this update actually happened a few weeks ago, and as we were comparing, I'm actually going to refresh this, since it shouldn't take that long. As we were comparing, like I'm on one screen and our teammate Manisha is on another screen, looking at the exact same client's data in the exact same spot, I'm seeing data and she is not. So it seems like it was kind of a slow rollout. And so if you're not quite seeing everything that we are seeing, that's okay. It's probably still coming to you. So just be aware of that. And so now here we are again with Google's data, and we're looking at their conversion paths, and we could choose the different ones as you're familiar with inside Google Analytics 4. And we can also choose whatever conversions that we have right now. It says all or conversion by time, probably because they don't have the extra conversion set up. But if you have this set up the right way that they're now encouraging you to do, you should be able to see those here. So again, this is beta. We expect this to change and evolve over time. And as things happen, if you happen to see those learn more little buttons, go ahead and click on those to learn more, bookmark those things, and always come back to see if there's anything updated. All right, so then we have our attribution paths. This is always really useful if you happen to have traffic that kind of could go through multiple different traffic sources before they purchase or convert. And so you can go through and see these different touch points. Obviously, Google's going to have quite a bit of organic search, not so much of their email. They're not really emailing people about their different Google swag and stuff. So we can see the different paths in here. And currently, there isn't a way to customize the report like we can over here. Like there's not a little pencil button, but maybe one day there will be. So just kind of keep an eye out and just maybe you see that. But we do have the ability to filter. So what does that look like? So maybe we want to do a filter by host name or landing page or a certain whatever it is, device, whatever. You can do that. So that is at least good. You can do that here to kind of see, the when people see a certain um, product or whatever it is that you want to look for, maybe this might give you a little bit more insight here. And just another little reminder, we say this in a lot of our videos, is the way you're going to get the most out of Google Analytics 4 and not kind of go down a rabbit hole and kind of get overwhelmed is if you come to your reports with a question. So if you don't really have a question about the attribution paths, then maybe you don't have to jump in here. But maybe you do have a question about attribution models. This really has not changed since the last time we've recorded on it and told you about it. But you could still go through and see your different paths, and you can go through and kind of compare and notice they're calling them key events instead of conversions. So that verbiage is trickling in, and you can kind of see that come through, and you can go through and adjust by here. We happen to really like using source medium instead. And then you can always go through and adjust that. So we can compare. So that one is the same as what you have been, but also incredibly useful. Then you have something called planning, and you have all channels display and video 360 and your Google Ads. And as you can see, even though I have a pretty robust system, it does take a little while to update. It is basically because it's Google Ads data being reflected inside of Google Analytics and all this other fun stuff kind of coming together. So just give it a moment and you'll be able to see everything here. So again, this is Google Ads data, and so we can kind of see what's going on here. If we wanted to see what's going by different campaign, and we can kind of compare and get those stats here. They obviously don't do that much of their own ads or just not much Google Ads traffic like we as marketers would normally see, but they just kind of show you what is here in this report. And then going on to display and video 360, very, very similar again. And this is where you can see these all of the different parts and pieces if you happen to use them. And then finally, Google Ads as well. So you see all those different parts and pieces. So if you are not doing Google Ads or maybe you're thinking about it, or maybe you're like, I already had all this information because I knew how to get to quite a bit of this stuff. You are right. You can get to a lot of this stuff here inside your reports. You can get to the source media campaigns. You can get to the conversion / key events. You can get to the revenue and all that stuff here. But what Google is trying to do is make it super easy for those of you that may not need to go into the deep end over here. Maybe you just need to see these reports here. So that's what is going on, and that's why they're kind of making it a little bit easier for the advertiser to the ad agency to get in and get out and get what they need and make it a whole lot easier to use. Again, I don't know if Google's going to be able to allow us to have that ability to edit the report so we can choose what is what shows up here and moving these things around. It's not here yet, but it seems like it's such a neat functionality and such a great feature in reports. It'd be super great. Maybe one day they would do that for here as well. So that is the update that's been going on with your advertising reports inside of Google Analytics. It's been a slow rollout, and I'm sure they're going to continue to update it. So stay here for the latest. And so what was your one thing? And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. What was the thing that really inspired you and that you're going to be able to take action on right now is what we mean by what is your one thing. So if you need a measurement marketing framework, like if you need to know a system, that we have an amazing system. It's called our measurement marketing framework. It looks like a little something like this, and it allows you to kind of really unlock all of those amazing capabilities that you have to kind of get out of your own way, to go marketing in the blind, to be able to know what button to push, what lever to pull to be able to get you the results that you want. If you want to know more about this, there is a free course that we have along with all kind of other tools back there that could help you along this journey for free. And if you are looking for the courses that we've mentioned, like the Google Analytics 4 course or any other strategy course, Tag Manager course, Looker Studio course, all these other courses, if you're looking for something like that, you can also look into the Academy. Either way, if you want the free course or the free tools, Either way, go to measure.tips/Get Academy and see what option is better for you there. And if you have any questions, reach out to us, drop a comment below. We are here to help you. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.